What's up, guys? Firearms here, back with an unbelievable deal that I found. Absolutely ridiculous. And it just goes to show, if you really look and take the time, you can find unbelievable deals that are just absolute steals. They're giveaways. And there's nothing better than that. On top of that, why do I do stuff like this? Well, new releases are great, but they're also the least tested of the guns. For instance, if there's a law enforcement contract, like a Glock 27 or a Glock 23 or a Glock 22, and all these law enforcement agencies are buying tons of them, right? These guns have to be well tested. On top of that, the law enforcement agencies are, reporting problems they're having throughout use. These guns are perfected and tested, like, for instance, my M&P40C here. This gun is one of the most tested guns out there. Glock 27, one of the most tested guns out there, simply because of law enforcement contracts. When my life is on the line, you can't beat a gun that is more tested than a new release. New releases are awesome. They're cool. New technology, new features, whatever the case may be. Always coming up with new things. But at the same time, nothing beats a good, hardened, solid pistol that's been around for a long time and is proven. And there are so many great options out there like that, and everyone's going to buy that new release, but no one's talking about the gun that's proven as can be that you're going to get for half the price in unbelievable condition. So that's what we have. On top of that, I like doing this so people can find great deals, but they can also find a gun that is a brick when it comes to their safety. When my life is on the line, my kid's life is on the line, I want the most tested product. So what do we have in front of me today? We have a Glock 30 SF right here, 9+1 of 45. We have an M&P40C, 10+1 of 40. We have a Glock 27 in a Blacksmith Tactical holster, 10+1 of 40. It's a Gen 3. And then this right here is a monoblock, a claw, and a wedge. Code SPN for 10% off. They're the best holsters in the industry. Trust me. Just read the comments every now and then. People always talk about how great these holsters are that they bought because of my channel. Also, check the top comment. Always check the top comment on my videos. Anyways, and last but not least, I don't know why this is on the table. It has nothing to do with anything, but a Taurus revolver 357 Magnum. Actually built really well. Actually pretty dang good quality. Nice trigger. And yeah, that thing is absolutely going to rip. And it came with this little Uncle Mike's outside the waistband holster. So yeah, I'll probably be carrying this in Arizona after I get some testing done with it. Just bought 250 rounds of 357 Magnum. So we'll see how that goes. Let's get into it. Today, we have a Smith & Wesson. There's a lot of people that don't like Glock. And a lot of times it's either because they love SIG or they love Smith & Wesson. And like I said, Smith & Wesson and Springfield are the two companies doing the most right now, giving you the most options. But on top of that, they have pretty amazing options that aren't new releases that are still unbelievable guns. And a lot of the older guns shoot flatter than the newer guns. Obviously not if they're ported. So what do we have here? We have an M&P45C. $350 before all the taxes and stuff like that. What is it? Smaller than a Glock 19, but bigger than a Glock 26. It's smaller than a Glock 23, but bigger than a Glock 27. And it's wider than the same Glock series. But this being a 45, it's only right that we would compare it to the Glock 30 SF, right? Unbelievable gun. Show you guys what I paid for it. Smith & Wesson MP45 Compact, and boom, $350 out the door, $406. Let's think about what's in the $406 range. You got the Mossberg pistols. You have the low-end Shield Plus. You got some Tauruses, some Bursas. But no, you're getting one of the most tested, reliable handguns ever to exist. Unbelievable gun. And on YouTube, there's only like 11 videos of this gun. Just like the Smith & Walther, that collab gun that I got that was made by Smith & Wesson and Walther. That gun only had like 12 videos. No one talks about these guns, and they're just hidden gems. So let's get into it. Actually pretty interesting that it had forward serrations. Rear serrations, it's basically a little bit bigger than a subcompact. Comes with back straps. And this is a police trade-in with night sights. I just picked this up because I wanted the safety, because I like resting my thumb on it while shooting. You're already directly pointed. You're supposed to point the fingers and thumbs at your target. Therefore, when I have my thumb on it, it's directly pointed downrange at my target. That is huge for point shooting. And resting it there feels really good, and you're really locked in with the gun. You're fighting recoil because you're putting pressure on that safety. But this came with the same sights, night sights, and really nice night sights. And once again, even though it's a used gun, they worked. Now, how do you get these for so cheap? Well, let's say a law enforcement agency purchases 100 guns and 80 officers. So 80 officers get guns, that's 80. But throughout their time being served, in duty, 5 had to be swapped out, right? This guy got new sights. That guy, had an issue with his gun, whatever. So you now have 85 guns that were used. You now have 15 that were never used, but they had to have them as backups just in case. Well, that's what these two guns were. This has a lot of wear and tear on it because I've been practicing drawing. I've been messing with it, but it was brand new when I got it. Just check out the video on it. This, same thing. Not a single mark on it. It has to be sold as used, but Lord knows this thing was never used. Unbelievable gun. Now, what I wanted to mention as well is, for something like this, there's still aftermarket parts out there. I just ordered an Apex for it, and guess what? The Apex for this was $50. The Apex for the 2.0 was $85 to $110. I just ordered mags for this, whereas your new Smith & Wesson mags are $30 to $40. Mags for this I found on eBay anywhere from $16 to $24. So older guns that no one uses anymore, people just get rid of it. People just sell it for the low just to get out of their hands and so on. So you get big wins. I'm telling you guys, it's the way to go. Anyways, it comes with a rail, 4 serrations, that solid Smith & Wesson finish, one of the best finishes out there. And of course, they always give you these little serrations that actually add some character to the gun and look cool. Like I said, 3-dot night sights that actually work. It's not a law enforcement trade-in where the sights don't work. And you get that a lot on older guns. My Smith & Wesson, my SIG P229 DAK, recently I got that, but the night sights work, but they're probably at half grade, right? I've gotten a Glock 22, night sights did not work on it. So you never know what you're going to get with used, but in this case, I'm pretty sure there's some still up. Once again, check the top comment. But these sights work still, so it is what it is. It comes with a pinky extension, but you can also get the flush mag. That would look like this, basically, down there. Now, 9+1 versus 8+1 of 45. So 1 less round in the Smith. Sorry, that's killing my hand. You should see what my hand looks like. It's an absolute mess. Bruised up, everything. So 1 less round for the Smith while being longer. You can look at that a couple ways. 1, and of course, the slides are about even on this, actually. Pretty dang even. Frames, Smith is a little thinner. Ergonomics feel really good. Other than a Glock, or unlike a Glock, you're going to have other options to increase the width of that and so on. Just like this. It came with 2 other options. And what you do for that, I can't do it because of my hand right now, but you would drop the mag. You would obviously, I'm going to struggle with this a little bit, but you'd make sure the gun is clear. And you would twist this to the side, 90 degrees, just boop. And then you'd pull it out. So now you have a punch tool, which is really nice because it fits with all your roll pins. But on top of that, once that is pulled down, you can now pull the grip off and slide your new one on. Twist it back, push it in, and boom. Now you have this. So let's check out that trigger. Oh, mag disconnect. But there are a million videos out there how to remove the mag disconnect. It's super easy and it does not affect function. And look at that, full 3-finger contact. Trigger pull, the same as the M&P40C. And what I was telling people about these Smith & Wessons is they actually break in really easy. So, for instance, when I get a new gun like this, I dry fire it, 250 to 5,000 times before I even get to shoot it, before I even get out to the range. I just sit there and dry fire it, and it really breaks in that trigger. It really smooths out that trigger. So, this is what that trigger looks like. Crisp, clean, and it is getting better is what I noticed. Reset. Not very audible if you didn't hear that. I did notice that in another video too. You can feel it, but you can barely hear it. That time I missed it. I overshot it. Ready? Reset. So you can feel it. You can't really hear it, which is weird and interesting. Not sure what that is, but like I said, I ordered an Apex for it, so that should fix it. But overall, a pretty solid trigger. On the M&P40C, which is one of my favorite guns of all time, this, you can definitely look at the trigger. Look how loose that's gotten. And it is so light now. It's literally dropped probably at least a pound. Reset is audible on this one. So, I don't know if that's a break-in thing. We're about to find out, though, because I'll continue to dry fire it. Let's check these two out. You have 10+1 of the 40, and then on the right, you have 8+1 of 45. And what you have here is a striker-fired gun with the same capacity as a typical 1911. But at the same time, ergonomics just on point. No hammer to get caught on stuff. Just a good, solid option. Now, 8+1, is that too little? That's up to you. That's fine for me. 8+1 of 45 with double tap ammo. Code SPN for 10% off, all double tap. With double tap ammo, this length barrel being 4 inches, you're going to have ridiculous ballistics out of any of their ammo. It's going to be a one-shot stop, just like what my uncle told me in all these studies I read. 9mm is typically 2 to 3 shots before incapacitation. 40 and 45 are looking closer to 1 to 2. And when animals are put down around where he lives, people use 9mm, and they go for obviously a KILL shot, right? A lot of the 9mm are inhumane because sometimes it takes more than one. Sometimes it takes more than two. And of course, the animal seizing and spazzing and all that. With 40 and 45, up close and personal, it's one. It's a one and done. And that's even on bigger animals. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. There are huge wins out there for everybody like this. I'm telling you. Just big, big wins. And you know this gun's going to be reliable as can be. And you know it's going to be a shooter because that big, heavy, thick slide and no diddy. And, of course, night sights. You can't beat it. Buy another backup mag for 20 bucks on eBay. You now have an awesome everyday carry setup. Of course, pair it with a nice holster, and you're good to go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Check that top comment.